There's a moment in every agent's growth where cold outreach stops scaling. You've made the calls, you've worked the referrals, your pipeline is fine, but it's not growing. The next move is to stop chasing prospects one at a time and start putting yourself in front of 20 or 30 of them at once. That's what an educational event does. This training walks you through how to plan, run, and follow up on a Medicare educational event the right way. The compliance rules are strict, but the framework is simple, and after 2 or 3, you'll wonder why you ever sold any other way. Here's why this matters. A well-run educational event puts you in the room with people who are actively trying to understand Medicare. They're not skeptical of you because you didn't interrupt their day. You showed up to teach. That changes the relationship before a single appointment is set. Agents who run consistent educational events tend to build a more loyal book, generate more referrals per client, and spend less on paid leads over time. The fear most agents carry going in is that nobody will come, or that 10 will come and none turn into clients. Both fears are real. The fix isn't a better script, it's a better process. Agents who get steady results follow the same 5 steps every time, and the steps stop the bad outcomes before they happen. Before any of that, you need to understand the lines CMS draws between an educational event and a sales event. This is the most important part of the training. Get it wrong, and you can lose your contracts. An educational event is exactly what it sounds like. You teach Medicare basics, parts A, B, C, and D, eligibility, enrollment periods, how the system works. You do not name specific plans. You do not name carriers in a way that promotes them. You do not distribute plan brochures, premium sheets, or enrollment applications. You do not collect scope of appointment forms. You do not schedule appointments at the event. What you can do is hand out generic Medicare information, your business card, and a generic business reply card. You can answer questions attendees ask you. You cannot answer beyond what they asked. You can serve light snacks and coffee, kept under $15 per person in total value. You can offer promotional items that include your name and contact info, but no plan information. You cannot give cash or gift cards as door prizes, ever. 2 more rules that catch agents. The event must be advertised as educational, and the invite must include the disclaimer that the event is for educational purposes only, and that no plan-specific benefits will be shared. And you cannot hold a sales event in the same building or any adjacent building within 12 hours of the educational event. If that list feels restrictive, it is. But here's the trade. By staying inside those lines, you build a room of people who trust you because you didn't try to sell them. The selling happens later, in a one-on-one appointment, where the rules are different and the conversation is allowed to be specific. The educational event is the front door, not the close. Now the framework. 5 steps. Venue, promotion, presentation, room flow, follow-up. The first 2 steps happen before the event. We'll cover those here. Step 1 is venue. The event must be held in a public space accessible to anyone with no entrance fee. A library meeting room, a community center, a senior center, a hotel conference room, the back room of a public restaurant. Not your office. Not a doctor's office. Not a private club. Public, free to enter, easy to find. Look for parking, ease of access. Step 2 is promotion. Every flyer, mailer, ad, or social post must include the word educational. The invite must also include the special needs accommodations disclaimer with your phone and TTY number, and the line confirming the event is for educational purposes only and no plan-specific information will be shared. The most reliable promotion stack is direct mail to a targeted age list paired with a simple RSVP line. Add flyers at the venue if allowed. Call 10 existing clients personally and invite them. Local press, senior community newsletters, and church bulletins also deliver the right audience. Run promotion at least 3 weeks before the event, with a second touch 1 week out. A practical number to plan against. If you mail 1,200 invitations to a clean list, expect 15 to 40 RSVPs, and roughly half of those to actually show. That's a working room. Don't measure success by attendance. Measure it by how many attendees request a one-on-one afterward. Step 3 is the presentation. Build a deck or set of talking points that walk the audience through Medicare from the ground up. The 4 parts: who's eligible and when. The enrollment windows, including the initial enrollment period, the annual election period, and the general enrollment period. The basic categories of plan types: At a high level, Original Medicare, Advantage, Supplements, and Part D described generically, without naming carriers or comparing specific products. Common mistakes people make when they first turn 65, and where to go for unbiased information, including Medicare.gov and the State Health Insurance Assistance Program. Keep the presentation to 45 minutes. Leave 15 for questions. The most common rookie mistake is going too long and losing the room before the question period, which is where the real connection happens. When attendees ask plan-specific questions during Q&A, your answer is the same every time. That's a great question, and it's exactly the kind of thing we cover in a personal appointment. If you'd like, I'll leave you my card and you can reach out to set one up. That answer is compliant. It moves the conversation to the right setting without violating the rule against scheduling at the event. Step 4 is room flow. How the room feels matters more than what the slides say. Arrive an hour early, set chairs in a slight curve so attendees can see each other. Put a small table at the back with generic Medicare booklets, your business cards, and business reply cards anyone can take if they want you to follow up. If you offer a sign-in sheet, label it clearly as optional. Greet every person individually as they walk in. Ask their first name. Thank them for coming. Don't pitch. Step 5 is follow-up. And this is where most agents leave money on the table. You cannot call attendees who didn't give you written permission to contact you. You can only contact people who picked up a business reply card, took your card and reached out first, or left their info on an optional sign-in sheet. For everyone in the second category, follow up within 48 hours. A short, friendly call. Mr. Reynolds, I'm just following up from the Medicare overview last Tuesday at the library. I wanted to thank you for coming and see if any questions came up after you left. Most people will say no. Some will say yes. And that's where the appointment gets set over the phone after the event, with the proper scope of appointment collected at least 48 hours before that appointment if it falls inside that window. Here's what the full system looks like in practice. An agent ran her first event at a public library. She mailed 800 invitations 3 weeks out, got 11 RSVPs, and 7 people showed. She presented for 40 minutes, took questions for 12, and 4 of the 7 asked for her card. She followed up with all 4 within 2 days. 3 took a one-on-one. 2 enrolled with her during the next AEP. 1 referred a sister and a neighbor in the following 6 months. From a room of 7 people, she built 4 long-term clients and a referral pipeline. The lesson is the math. Educational events are not about packing the room. They are about earning trust at scale and then doing the slow, compliant work of moving interested attendees into proper appointments. 1 event a quarter, run cleanly, will outproduce most paid lead programs at a fraction of the cost. Here's your action step today. Pick a date 60 days out. Reserve a public meeting room at your local library or community center for that morning. Put it on your calendar. Then write down the 4 bullet points your invite has to include, label your event educational, and start building your invitation list this week. The first event is the hardest. The second one is half the work. The third one feels like a system,